Hi everyone, this is Sarah and welcome to the April cash stuffing. Wow, it's not a lot. It's probably a little over 200. I actually don't know exactly how much. I know that today I took 180 from the bank and then I added it to I added it to 140. So 180 and 140, maybe about $300. Let's count. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 120 in 20s, 10, 20, 30, 30 and 1 in 10s, I'm sorry. So that is 150. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. That's 205, including our 5s. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, $10 in 2s. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 5, 6, 7, 40, 50. So 5, 15 is 265, 270, 280, 290, 300, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. $313. Plus, back here, I have $10 in prop money. So, if you saw my April budget, you would recognize this cash breakdown. What the heck, Sarah? Confession. I had no idea last year that I paid for a yearly Cricut membership. So imagine my surprise when it was a little bit before the month and $104 came missing out of my bank account where I was forced to move money around, and I was forced to use some of the money that I shouldn't have used, which I talked about very vaguely before anyway. When I have an emergency fund, this will not happen, as well as the fact that now the date is written down for next year. I would have canceled it or complained or tried to get a refund, but honestly, I use Cricut a lot and I enjoy the features that I have. So we have the $313 here, $323 if you include the prop money. And let's get to stuffing. So this is out the window. This little note is more accurate for me. That's what we're going to follow. So the first thing we are going to start with is stuffing my wallet. And these envelopes I made myself with just my laminator and some Cricut vinyl. They came out pretty good, except they're a little crooked sometimes. That was me. This week for my wallet, we're not stuffing anything into grocery. And we are not stuffing anything into my personal spending. Household is getting $10. And that is written for laundry. I had to buy some things before I stuffed. So I had an additional gift card that I used, so that's complete now. I needed sponges and tissues and toilet paper. So $10 in household. Cats are getting $4. I had to use some of that gift card as well for cat food, and there was $4 after that left. So cats have $4. Fun Money gets nothing. That is one of the things I had to cut because of the Cricut debacle. That's what we'll call it, the Cricut chaos. Anyhow, Self-Care also gets nothing. Miscellaneous gets $5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't track miscellaneous as it can just kind of go in anywhere, and if it's not used, we'll get stuffed or played into savings challenges. And currently I have nothing left that goes to the bank. So that's all I need to stuff in my wallet for this week. Here we are now in my long-term binder. I keep trying to use my red vinyl, but it won't come off and stay on there, so maybe I'll have to get a different red that's permanent. But these are the envelopes that I made for this with the little balloon animals. I think it's super cute. So in my annual subscriptions, I stuffed $5 already, digitally, excuse me, into a new Capital One 360 with checking and the performance savings. So 4-3, we have a deposit for $5. Ending balance is $5. It's not much, but it will give me a place for all of my annual subscriptions and monthly subscriptions eventually to pull from instead of pulling from my Capital One credit card. So I think that was a good decision for me. Put this back. And next I have my emergency fund, which I also started the performance savings with just $5. And we're gonna say E-Fund and 4-3, a deposit for $5. Ending balance is $5 on that. So I was really excited to be able to start a long-term savings account with high interest. So as long as I stay within my financial limits for being on Medicaid and having assistance, that should be no problem. Now I want to put $5 into soap stuff and $5 into office supplies. I will be playing in my games and challenges. I will be playing a game for my going home. Nothing goes into medical. Soap stuff is getting $5 this week. Oof. 'Tis the season soon to be doing craft shows, and I need to buff up my money for my soap stuff. So we're just gonna write a $5 deposit on this one as well. Things that I'm gonna need soon are some labels and boxes, and as well as just the oils to continue making the soap, as well as change and things for vendor shows. Nothing into travel today, so that is my high priority binder. I apologize, I had to step away for a moment. There was some really loud music outside, and I wasn't sure if it was a neighbor on the balcony or if it was a car, and it turned out to be a car. So we just waited for that. Next are my revolving funds with my little kitty. Reminds me of my cat. And in this binder, I'll link where I got these on Etsy also. Ooh, my poor sparrow. In this binder, I've got Capital One, which I digitally paid. I've got my cat fund. Now this is my revolving funds. So at the end of the month, if I still have the $4 for my cats, I can also put it here if I want to save for something. And that's probably what I will do because I want to get them a new tower for them to climb. Fun money, none of that. Grocery money. Now, I do have grocery money, and it should be $100 that I need to put into there. This was also something I had to adjust because of the situation with Cricket. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. There we go. I also did the vinyl for these, and I found this really thick cardstock that's sparkly at Joann. So there's that. Kind of jazz up these little envelopes in a simple way. Household is not getting anything for extra, neither is self-care. Spending money is getting $40. So 10, 20, 30, and 40. So the other weeks of this month can each have $10 or however I see fit, but nothing for this week because I spent what I was allowed. This amount was supposed to be $100 for the whole month, but I had to cut down by about $30 to make up for Cricket. So there's the corrected spending sheet for that. Subs currently go to my credit card and nothing is going in transportation. I have what I need right now. So that's all I need for my revolving binder. The last binder, this is a soap sticker that I make and sell at my shows. If you would like one, let me know. Life is short, use the pretty soap. This is my low priority binder, and this one I have with lemons. And once again, we see cats in the revolving and the low priority. This is where money can go for long-term things like vet bills and such. So cats is not getting anything. Shoes and clothes, electronics, decor, long-term grocery such as Sam's Club, holidays, and office supplies. Office supplies is getting $5. Let me see how many fives I have left. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. So we are going to use $5 for that. And we're going to write on here $5 deposit. So our ending balance is $5. I don't know why I have a 20 left, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. Self-care is not getting, self-care was gonna get $5, but I decided just to play challenges instead. So that is that for right now. A lot of these binders will be funded by doing savings challenges and games. And that's that. I have quite a bit of money left that are actually going to go to savings challenges and games. So let's play this challenge. I've got a ton of ones still that I've hardly touched. I've got 2s, 5s, and one $20 bill. I'm still not sure I should have. Anyway, I still have quite a bit of cash left, and since I do want to start putting money into my going home fund, I decided that I will scratch this in this video with my cash stuffing instead of scratching it in a separate video. Though I think at the end of this video, I will attach mini savings challenges and other savings challenges as well. So that being said, this game is from $7 to $25. I really hope I don't get 25 today. It's a save 200. And this is like a coffin shopping game that says, I'd rather try on swimsuits. This is going to go into my going home fund, which for me is a cash replacement for having a life insurance policy since I have kidney failure and cannot get one. Anyhow, all that being said, let me get my dice roller and get ready. Here is the bottom part of my dice roller, and I am going to take a D8, which just is an 8-sided dice, and you can get these with D&D dice sets from Amazon, from Temu, from Etsy, from your local card and game shop, so many places. Anyway, I'm going to roll this dice and let it choose how many spots over. So, zoom in for you, 3 spots, and that's what we'll roll, and that's what we'll scratch. I'm sorry. So let's start here. We're gonna go 1, 2, and 3. Let's zoom. This is my first time, so sorry if I'm fiddling with the zooms and stuff. This is a challenge that's available in my Ko-fi. I don't know why I said available so strangely. I am a clean scratcher. I don't know about you guys, but I like to scratch very cleanly. So this is $14, if you can see. I'm trying to work with daylight, but I also have my ring light. I don't really know what's going on here. Trying my best, you guys. So $14 going into my going home fund. I'm going to go back into my revolving and replace 20 in spending for 2 10s. 10 and 20. And that way I can go into my high priority to the going home section and zoom out a little bit for you guys. I apologize. So 12, $14 going into going home. Fund has $14. Sorry, it feels strangely emotional putting money in a fund like that. Anyway, so that's it for this section.